I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolts and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Figaro. I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from this monstrosity.
Hey, I'm Ryan Bijan, and welcome to Backseat Filmmaker, the show where I usually let the real filmmakers do all the driving while I sit in the back and bitch about it. Now, tonight we're going to do something a little bit different since it is a very special episode with two very real filmmakers as my guests. As a director, Penelope Spheeris is as versatile as they come. Her Decline of Western Civilization trilogy documented the LA punk scene of the late 70s, early 80s, the colorful and decadent metal years of the late 80s, and the lifestyles of hardcore gutter punks in the 1990s. Now, as influential as her documentaries would become for a generation of musicians and filmmakers, Spheeris has also left an indelible impact on the world of comedy, having directed such modern classics as Wayne's World, The Little Rascals, The Beverly Hillbillies, and Black Sheep. A filmmaker in her own right, Spheeris' daughter Anna Fox is responsible for convincing her mother to release the long-sought-after Decline trilogy on home video. Now, I was fortunate enough to sit down with both of these incredibly funny and cool ladies at the historic Texas Theater in Oak Cliff, just before a screening of The Decline of Western Civilization, Part 2, The Metal Years. Here's what I got. It is an absolute honor and pleasure to be sitting here with Penelope Spheeris and her daughter Anna Fox. How are you ladies doing today?
Good. How are you doing?
All right. What brings you out to Dallas this weekend?
Well, we were invited to the Texas Theater by Barack Epstein and by Jason Reimer to show the Decline series, 3 movies. So that's why we're here.
Now, this is a trilogy that I've heard about for years since I was a kid, and I've been a fan of your work, but they were never readily available until now. What's been the holdup on home video?
Well, the holdup was that I was too busy doing other things, and that I really didn't want to have to do all the work. But 4 years ago, I asked my daughter Anna to come to work with me, and she said only if we do the Decline movies first. So that's how it started, that's why it happened, and that's why she's sitting here next to me on this orange couch. That's me. Sorry. The pro.
Oh, sit here.
I can't believe someone calls me. Here, that bitch will steal my drugs. You get that first.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff.
Oh, absolutely. I'm
Should we act normal again?
This is amazing.
Okay, here we go. Are you high yet?
What was the question?
How long did the restoration process take once you approached your mom about it?
Took about 2 years to get our distribution deal. Shopped around a lot for that. And then about another 1.5 to 2 years to get everything restored and put together the extras for the discs. Took a while.
Yeah, there's each movie has its own set of extras, and then at one point I got tired of doing it because it was like really a drag. And so I asked the distributor Shout Factory if they would let us just give them that and forget about and doing the rest, and we could do it later. And they said no, the fans really want everything all at once, so we had to do like an extra disc. So now there's 4, groups of extras. There's a lot of extras out there. They said they never.
It was the most extras they had ever gotten for a DVD box set release.
Sure.
But I didn't know how much we were supposed to do. I just, we had a lot of stuff, so we put it all on there.
So going back to when you originally made this film, nowadays documentaries, anyone can make a documentary on the iPhone. You can watch anything you want, anything you can think of. It's on Netflix, it's on Showtime, it's on HBO. But when you made the film originally, what was it like, first off, trying to get funding for it and then distribution?
Funding was difficult, but and it didn't cost that much. It just cost like $100,000 to make the first Decline.
Yeah, but you thought it was going to cost how much initially?
Oh yeah, the guys that I got involved, they wanted to do a low budget movie, and I told them I would shoot it on Super 8, and it would only cost $12,000. But I lied, and I didn't know. I was like, I took them out to a germ show, and they go, "This is bigger than Super 8," because I told them Super 8. They go, "You got to shoot it on 16," so I did. Or I said, "How about 16?" And they said, "Yeah." So they gave me some more money. Cool dude. Jeff Prettyman. Yeah.
You're cataloging a pretty wild lifestyle. There's a lot of going on, a lot of action, a lot of sex, drugs, rock and roll. When you're documenting something like this, was it really easy to get kind of lost and involved in the scene, or were you more of a quiet observer?
Well, I was in the scene before I did the movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she was a part of the scene. She used to run me the shows with her when I was like 9.
And what was that like growing up? When did you first realize not everyone's mom was a rock star film director?
Like a year ago.
You just figured it out. What can I tell you?
Let's go back to the very beginning. I understand you had a background as a carny.
Yeah.
What was that like growing up, and how did that influence your filmmaking
I don't
style?
want to talk about that.
All right. Well, let's talk about. If you don't want to, well, can we talk about it a little bit, just a little bit, just a little something, a little something.
Where are you from?
I'm from Fort Worth, about an hour away.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
No.
No.
Well, here's the reason.
Sure.
All right. The reason is Anna's doing a movie about that.
Really? Oh, well, that's.
Yeah, and I don't want to screw up her movie by telling you everything about it. Because, you know, you guys go on the internet and you throw shit all over the place. And so.
Well, one thing that I'll point out that I think is interesting is that, you know, based on the fact that she did come from a carnival background, you know, she is the most comfortable around people who are outcasts and misfits and whatnot. So I think that has a lot to do with, you know, why she's always been comfortable around the subjects of her films.
When you make a movie like that, how does it help you empathize with other people or different people when you're telling their stories? Like Decline or any other film using that subject matter of someone being different or someone being an outsider?
Well, I'm actually very comfortable with outsiders, which is why you're freaking me out with that little jacket on.
I can take it off.
I'm not joking. I think you're adorable. But I'm saying, yeah, I do very well around odd people because being raised on a carnival, you know, that's all I was with when I was in my formative years.
When you were younger, what were some of the movies that kind of set off a light in your head, like, oh, that looks like fun, I'd like to do that, or I think I could do that?
Oh, honey, I never thought I would ever be a film director because women just didn't do that back then. I always thought, when I went to film school even, I always thought I'll be a editor or script supervisor or something, because women never could really be directors. So I never looked at movies when I was growing up and thought, gee, I want to direct a movie like Frankenstein or Prince Valiant or all these, you know, Albert Lou Costello, you know, movies that I watched, the comedies and everything, and I never thought I could ever do it. It never occurred to me. However, going to the movies all the time when I was really young, I didn't realize was a major education in terms of becoming a director. And I felt, I never knew why I could do comedies, but it's because when we went to the movies on the weekends, that's all we saw were the comedies, you know. They played like 4 or 5 movies, you know,
Sure.
like for a buck, you know.
Well, I wish those days were still around.
No doubt.
Yeah. Around, at what point in your life did you start to gain the confidence, or it's like, you know what, screw it, I could do it. I could go make Decline of Western Civilization. I can do whatever
Well,
I want.
actually, that hasn't happened. The confidence thing hasn't happened yet. No. See, when you get too confident, that's when you're all screwed up.
Yeah.
You always have to doubt yourself. If you don't doubt yourself, then people will ultimately laugh at you.
That's true.
Okay? Yeah. So you always have to question yourself. You can never think this is a slam dunk. You know, men are better at that than women are. You always have to question yourself, and you always have to put yourself on trial, both with movies and in real life, in my opinion. The minute you get too confident, you're ready to get shut down.
It's true.
Okay?
So when you're, the format, rockumentaries, do you like that term, or you're not crazy about it? A rockumentary, say a concert film, or...
It's okay.
Well, when you're doing these documentaries on the subject matter, they've been around for a while, but Decline basically set a very unique formula, just the way it was filmed, the use of camera movement, the editing. It's just a very beautifully put together movie, and I feel like that formula has sort of been emulated since then. When you see a movie like This Is Spinal Tap come out and kind of take what you established and do their thing with it, how did you feel when you saw that for the first time?
Well, I was asked to do Spinal Tap, and I didn't do it, but I had done the first Decline way before that. I'll tell you what I think is funny, though. Years later, you know, a journalist would ask me, why did you copy the style of MTV music videos when you did the first Decline? And I have to laugh because I did the first Decline before I did, and before MTV was born. It came in around 1981, I think, and I shot Decline in 79 and 80. So, fact of the matter is, I think a lot of the way that those music videos on MTV originally, I think they got a lot of style from the Decline.
So someone needs to send you a check.
I don't know, it ain't about the money, good buddy.
Yeah.
I did Wayne's World and got paid, it's cool.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, I mean, that was a pretty... I just rewatched the film again recently, and I saw Decline for the first time last night, and after watching Decline and watching Wayne's World again, you can see a lot of the same camera shots, like when you see the clubs, the dives, you know, the concert sequences.
It's funny.
And it's a lot more musical of the film than I remember it.
That's funny, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
So I'm working on something like Wayne's World, and then you go on to do the Beverly Hillbillies or the Little Rascals. Did you feel like you had more creative freedom with each film because they trusted you more, or do you feel like the leash was tightened?
No. When you're doing an independent film, you have a certain amount of creativity.
Sure.
When you're paying for the movie yourself, like I did with Decline 3, you have total creativity. When you're doing studio work, you have no creativity control over things, really, very little, especially if you're a woman. So I kind of just had to learn how to negotiate and diplomatically deal with the various studio execs. Yeah, bunch of assholes, really.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah.
So when you take on these established properties like the Beverly Hillbillies or the Little Rascals, were you fans of, say, like the original Hal Roach Our Gang comedies when you went into it?
Yeah. That's why I did it. That's why I did it. They asked me to do the Brady Bunch after I did Wayne's World, and I wouldn't do it because I wasn't really a Brady Bunch fan.
Yeah.
But the ones I liked, they did. That's why I did them.
Yeah, those movies are
You can't make a movie if you don't really like the subject.
That's just, you're working 17-hour days, and it's just like...
Yeah, no, it's not worth it. Yeah.
What are you up to these days? What do you like to work on now?
Well, she and I have started the Decline 4. So when we get done with our theatrical tour, like we have here, showing the movies at the Texas Theater, we got a lot more cities we're going to go to. We're going to go back and keep on shooting the Decline 4.
Sure.
And then she's doing her Carnival documentary.
That's exciting.
Yeah. And I've got a few scripts that I could do, but I'm not sure if I will.
With the Decline of Western Civilization, that's a very profound and powerful title. What was the origin of that title?
It was actually meant to be kind of funny or ironic, but if you watch the Decline 3, it kind of came into its own and is really kind of more like the Decline, so.
Sure. Now with Decline 4, can we have a hint about what it might be about, or?
Be out of your mind.
A little bit. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're doing this.
Of course, yeah.
No, honey, because everybody like you has a lot of different cameras that they could go ahead and shoot it on.
Sure.
So I have to me and my daughter keep the subject matter quiet.
In that regard, is it a lot harder to make a documentary now that so many more resources are available to actually make it? As far as
it's easier to make it.
Yeah.
It's harder to do something unique because everybody's doing a movie on everything these days. So yeah, it's hard to find something very specific and unique that you love that you want to spend your time doing. Yeah.
Sure. Anne, I have a question for you. What do you most admire about your mom? I know this is probably a hard one. I'm sure the list is.
Oh my goodness.
It is a big list, and you know what? It's only recently that I've
Like me.
No,
I'm joking.
that I've come to appreciate, so many things about her and what an influence she's been in my life, just as a woman and as a strong, determined person. So,
All right, I'll help you out here. No, I'm just kidding.
Sure.
No, this is okay. She's the one that actually has taught me really a lot. My daughter's really taught me a lot about just tolerance and, she's a great mom, and I've tried to be as good a mom as her. She's a very loving and kind person. She saves St. Bernards, and they're supposed to save us, so I don't know what's wrong there. But anyway, she's really, we became best friends because of this box set, so.
Wow.
That
brings people together.
Yeah, that was the best part of this. We got the box set, we got that done. Got the movies released, but the great part is the relationship and the friendship that we developed.
I throw all the rest of that away just because of what we have now. Yeah. Can't do any better than that for an ending.
Well, on that note,
What?
so now that you've been bringing the movie back into distribution, and you've been road showing it with these theatrical screenings, how do you feel about the audience response now? 30
Oh
years
man,
later?
thank you for asking that.
She never thinks anybody's going to show up.
I'm just shocked that people want to come and see these movies. I didn't know. My daughter came to me and she goes, Mom, you got to put the movies out. She said that, and because people really want them, and you don't know who you are. Because I don't walk around going, hey, I'm director of movies. I don't do that, man. I'm just me, you know. And she told me, she said, you got to get them out there and you got to understand that people care about you and your work. And so that's been extremely gratifying. And it's still, honestly, sweetheart, I'm still trying to let it sink in. So,
Yeah, well,
just to have you here asking me these questions is a total pleasure. And I'm sorry I messed with you about your cameras and
that's
everything.
no. If you're gonna learn from the best.
Well, thank you, but yeah, I do like to teach people things, and I do it out of good spirit, not criticism. I hope you know that.
No,
Okay.
It took me like 40 years to figure that out.
Okay? Yeah. Yeah. What are you gonna cut this on?
I use Final Cut.
Yeah, me too. Final Cut rocks. You got
Really?
7? What
I'm
you got?
7,
Right on.
yeah.
See, cut that motherfucker.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Peace.